guess a vlog you'd call it, or a blog, or video log, vlog, whatever. Basically, entailing effort, pretty much. And I wanted to tell a brief story about a question I asked a kid I used to live with a long time ago. I wasn't a long time, it was maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago or so. But yeah, so this is going to be about effort, and I'm sorry if I rant. Sometimes there's certain topics or whatever that I get pretty passionate about, and this would be one of them, so here we go. This kid I used to live with, he was probably, it was before he was in high school. It was like the summer before his freshman year, so I'm going to say he was probably 14 or 15. Probably 14, but anyways, that's irrelevant to the point of the story. So I'd been living with him for maybe a year and a half or so or whatever, and I just, and he wanted to play football in high school, and that's why he was living with me, to try to get bigger and get into exercising, weight training, things like that, powerlifting, etc. So I asked him a question. I asked him, his name was Ryan. I asked him, "Hey Ryan, how far is a 10-yard sprint?" And his answer kind of shocked me because I wasn't really, well, that was, to be honest, that was the answer I was looking for. And I didn't expect that from somebody so young who was just really coming into their own, going through puberty or whatever, starting to mature more, I guess you'd say. So it kind of shocked me at first, but he looks at me and he says, well, it's, excuse me, he says, well, it's 15 yards. And I looked at him and kind of puzzled, as I said earlier, because I wasn't expecting that answer from him. And I was like, really? Well, why is that? And he said, well, if you tell me you run a 10-yard sprint, you've automatically placed a limit on the amount of effort that I have to put into the task to get the desired outcome or the goal. If you tell me to run a 10-yard sprint, I'm going to run 15 because I'm in control of how much effort I can or cannot put into something. Physical talent is only going to take you so far, and this is like more so geared towards, let's say, anything sports related or bodybuilding, for whatever genetics come into play at some point later down the road. But you know, your physical talents, how well you can play a sport, how good of genetics you have in terms of bodybuilding, if you were competing or doing physique or whatever, or figure for that matter. But the amount of effort that you can put into something it's basically limitless. I mean, there's no reason that you shouldn't put forth your best foot forward, give it your all, not to sound cliche or anything, but there's no reason not to put forth as much effort as you possibly can, because I really see no reason not to. If you're going to do something, why half-ass it? That doesn't make sense to me. If you're going to do something, do it to the best of your ability. And that's why I was shocked with his answer, because him being so young, I mean, I don't know, I mean, I could tell the kid was hungry, and he really wanted it, and now he's, I believe he's starting on varsity, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, just going back to effort, like, I don't know, I feel like so many people just, especially my generation, myself included, we tend to quit on things too easily, and when something gets hard, the going gets tough, we just quit. Or let's say you're taking a college class, you just drop it because, oh, it's too hard, I can't do that, I can't figure it out. Well, one, you probably didn't talk to the professor. Two, you probably didn't look in the textbook or study or what have you. Three, I mean, going back to the textbook, you need to read. But I'm just saying, when something gets hard, why do we, my generation specifically, why do we tend to quit? Why not persevere? I mean, if the first time you fail, why not try again? Why do you have to go do something? I mean, it's completely fine to go do something else, but at some point you have to take initiative and be like, the reason for my failures is because of me and the amount of effort that I'm giving. I can put forth more effort and I can get a better desired outcome. Maybe not the goal that you intended for, but better than failing. I mean, after so many failures, you have to take a look at yourself and hold yourself accountable for that. You have to be responsible and say that, okay, in terms of school, I didn't get the grades that I wanted. Okay, let's look back. Why did that happen? Either A, obviously you didn't put enough effort in, you didn't study hard enough, you didn't ask questions, you didn't read the book, what have you. I mean, especially with myself, I'm extremely hard on myself in academia, in school. This year especially, I try to push myself as hard as I can. Right now, school is my main priority. Bodybuilding is like second or third, if that. I mean, I'm bulking right now anyway, but I mean, the amount of my main energy and focus is placed into school right now. And I mean, if you can like parallel this to anything in life, if you want to write a book, you want to go do something, you want something. I mean, honestly, ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Do you want it, or do you just kind of want it? I mean, are you interested? Are you committed to something, or are you fully committed? You know, there's differences in things, and the amount of effort that you put into something is, I mean, you get what you put in, basically. I mean, you get out of, what am I trying to say? Basically, you get what you put in. That's what I meant. So I mean, let's say you study for a quiz or a test for like, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. Logically speaking, are you going to do very well? Some people maybe, some people might pass. Granted to say, I would probably say that most people would not do as well as they were expecting to do, and this all goes back to effort and putting time in to get out the desired outcome or the goal. You need to put forth the effort to make certain that the goal happens the way that you want it to, or at least extremely close to that. Because, I don't know, see, I'm getting all fired up again and just start thinking, and I just don't understand why people just quit nowadays. Something gets hard. I mean, not even like in school or bodybuilding or sports or whatever. Things happen. It's life. But I mean, to see people just quit on a daily basis, I mean, come on. There's got to be some reason that you can put forth more effort to get a better life, or whatever. I mean, there was a quote that I posted on Facebook the other day. I believe it was, at any given point in time, you should be willing to sacrifice what you are for what you could become. Yeah, I believe it was. I'm going to repeat it again just so to make sure everybody gets it. At any given point in time, you should be willing to sacrifice what you are for what you could become. And that's effort summed up in a nutshell right there. I mean, if you want something, you might have to work a little bit for it. You might have to work a lot for it. Granted, even if you bust your ass every day of your life, you're not guaranteed anything. I mean, you're not guaranteed any success. You're not guaranteed anything. But looking back on life, what if you didn't try? What if you didn't do anything to the best of your ability? What if you just half-assed everything and you lived a mediocre life? You wake up, you eat a mediocre breakfast, you have a mediocre relationship with your significant other. I mean, do you really want to be mediocre and average and wake up every day just going through the motions basically of life? I mean, that's not living to me. That's sad, to be honest. But it all goes back to effort. I mean, you get out what you put in. Moral of the story. Keep grinding, folks. Keep grinding.